Thank you so much for showing up to this free short webinar. Enjoy. Change. When something is different. How many of you all out there like change? Let me see your hands. Go ahead and raise them. I can see you. So most of you may like change, and some of you may not like change. It all depends on what the change is about. Is the change in your view, in your eyes, something that you want, that is for the better? Or is change something that you dread, that perhaps makes you feel worse? So I'm going to talk about change and how to deal with it. I'm going to give you 4 questions to ask yourself when you need to know if you can make change about something or if you need to just adapt to the situation. So let's talk about change. Let's say there's something, fill in the blank, that has changed in your life. And you are trying to figure out how to deal with this change. How do you feel about it? Are you angry about it? Are you sad about it? So here are some questions that you need to ask yourself. And it's 4 questions. It's a checklist of 4 questions. And so you're going to go through this checklist. So the first question is, can you make any changes to the situation? That's the very first question. So once you establish an answer, if it's yes, then you go ahead and you go to the next question. Because you are saying that, you know what? Yeah, I think I can make a change in this situation. So then you go to the next question. How will you make that change? What is your plan? How are you going to do this? It's very easy. People rant and they talk. I don't like this and this and this and that. But then when you start to think about what is your plan to make change happen, it gives you a reason to really sit down and think about your emotions and your thoughts that you're having. So the second question, what's your plan? Can you make any changes with a plan? And if your answer is yes, you have a plan, then you go ahead and you go to question number 3 on the checklist. And that is, will my plan have an outcome? Now, some of you may say, well, I don't know if my plan is going to have an outcome. But you got to look at that plan, and you have to have a certain amount of certainty that, you know what, this is my plan, and I do believe that this will work, and this is why it will work, and this will work, and this will change. So you have to ask yourself, okay, after my plan, will my plan work? Is it really reasonable? And if you answer yes to that, then you go ahead and you move on to the 4th question on the checklist. And that is, will the outcome be positive? Will you have a positive outcome? So you have your plan, but then will your plan really give you a positive outcome? We don't want negative outcomes. We have enough negativity in our lives, in your life. So you really want to give it some serious thought as you move through that checklist. And if at any point you answer no to any of those questions, then you're going to have to look at, okay, what do I maybe need to do to adapt to the situation? Because I've established that I really can't change the situation. So we do encounter situations in our lives that we cannot change. Now, I'm very positive. I'm a positive person. I believe that you can have a can-do attitude, but there are realistically some things in life that if you go through that 4-step checklist and ask yourself those questions, that maybe you can't change it. So then you're going to adapt to the situation. It doesn't mean that you disregard your morals or who you are at the foundation, at your core of a person. But you will say, okay, how can I get through this situation the best way that I can? I can't change it, But how can I stay, in it mentally and emotionally and maybe even physically? What do I need to do to adapt to this so I can survive mentally, emotionally, maybe even physically? So that's what you want to look at. Now, I'm going to break things down very easy. I'm going to give you an example of this 4-step question checklist that you can absolutely relate to. Okay, so I'm hungry and I have a cucumber, okay? Easy to relate to. I'm hungry and I have a cucumber, but I want an apple, all right? So I'm in a situation where I'm trying to deal with change, and I'm going to ask myself the 4 questions of, okay, can I do anything about this? Can I? Maybe I can. So the first question is, can I change this? Can I? Maybe in my mind, I'm thinking, yes, I can change this. I don't want a cucumber. I want an apple, and I believe that I can change this. Okay, fine. So then you move to question 2. Okay, well, what's my plan to change this into something that I want, which is an apple? Now let me think about it. Now, okay, well, my plan is I'm just going to smash this cucumber. That's what I'm going to do. That's my plan, okay? Don't judge me on it. That's my plan. I have it. It's in my head, and I'm going to smash this cucumber. So then I say, okay, I have a plan. Now let me move to checklist question number 3. Okay, so will my plan work? Is it something that I can really do? And in my mind, yeah, I can do it. I can certainly smash this cucumber. There's no doubt about it. I have a plan. I believe I can do it, and I'm going to do it. Yes, I can. This will work. In my head, it is going to work. I believe it's going to work. Okay, fine. So then you move to the final question, question number 4 on the checklist. Did you have a positive outcome? Will you have a positive outcome? Well, let me think about this. Okay, so I went through all the steps. On number 4, I smashed the cucumber. Now, what's the result? Well, I have a mess here, okay? I can see the inside of the cucumber now. It is kind of smushy. And so this is the outcome. Is it a positive outcome? No, because I still want an apple. And this didn't work. It's smushy. It's not an apple. So that's what I'm talking about when you go through the 4 steps of the checklist of the questions that I just told you to kind of think about to yourself. So I'm hungry. I went through the 4 steps in my head, and it's not going to work. This cucumber right here is not going to turn into an apple. So how can I adapt to this situation? How can I adapt to it? I'm starving, okay? Mentally, I'm going crazy because I want an apple and I'm hungry. Emotionally, I'm getting drained because I'm hungry and I want an apple. Physically, I'm kind of worn down. I'm sluggish because I'm hungry and I want an apple, but I don't have an apple. I have a cucumber. All right, well, I'm going to adapt. I'm going to change my point of view. I'm going to adapt to the situation. I'm not going to change the fact that I'm hungry, because I am. But, okay, well, let me look at this cucumber. All right, sure, I can slice it. Maybe I'll put it into a salad. Or maybe I just cut it up and put a little bit of salt and pepper on it and eat that. Okay, well, that really wasn't so bad. And that is my example of knowing when you can change a situation and knowing when you might need to adapt to a situation and make the best of it. I hope that you enjoyed this mini webinar, and I will see you soon. Thank you so much for taking the time out to listen to this quick webinar. I hope you were able to get something out of it. I will see you next time.